Stakeholders call for full participation as INEC takes registration towards Global Community March 2026 World Radio Day highlights enduring relevance of radio. Plus, police rescues kidnapped victims in Isidibom local government area. Hello, a very good evening to you and many thanks for being a part of the news for tonight. I am Kelvin Samuel with details of the headlines and other stories. And please note that this broadcast is reaching you live from the studios of the NTA Channel 12, your True Star Time Channel 103, and all the social media handles of the NTA Uyo on Facebook and the YouTube. Our pages for regular updates. Today marks the celebration of World Radio Day 2026, a global event set aside by the United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, to recognize the power of radio in shaping societies and promoting dialogue. World Radio Day is observed every February 13th to celebrate radio as a medium that informs, educates, and entertains millions of people across the world, especially those in remote and underserved communities. In Nigeria, radio remains one of the most accessible and trusted sources of information, reaching urban centers and rural communities alike. From national broadcasting stations to community radio platforms, the medium continues to promote unity, development, and democratic values. This year's celebration highlights the enduring relevance of radio in the digital age as it adapts to new technologies such as online streaming, podcast, and mobile broadcasting, while maintaining its traditional role as a voice of the people. The theme of the 2026 World Radio Day is Radio and Artificial Intelligence. AI is a tool and not a voice. And still to continue on this line of discussion and highlighting more about radio is a seasoned reporter at the Radio Nigeria, and I'm talking about no other than Comrade Glory Oya. You are welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Comrade.
All right, let's take the bull by the horn. Are there really anything worth celebrating about this day, radio?
Wow. Of course, there is every reason to celebrate radio. Radio remains a very powerful, potent, and relevant medium for dissemination of information.
Okay.
We were born to see this medium. We will probably leave this place, and the medium will remain and will prosper. You know, we can't really talk about radio without tracing its origin. The pioneering work started in the late 1800s. And then by 1920, it had some life, principally based on the pioneering work of two scientists. One was an Italian, the other was a Serbian American.
Okay.
Their pioneering work on telegraphy resulted in the first commercial radio station somewhere in the USA, in Pittsburgh, in the USA in 1920. Then by 1946, the United Nations broadcast their first or transmitted their first broadcast from their own radio service. It's called the United Nations Radio Service in 1946. And the date, incidentally, was the 13th of February, 1946.
Okay.
That would explain why when UNESCO requested for a day to celebrate a medium as powerful, as potent, as relevant as radio, the General Assembly picked the 13th of February as the day to celebrate the impact of radio on the society. And today we're here talking about the radio. Some persons think that the radio is obsolete.
Okay.
But I don't believe so. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
I think that radio will evolve,
yes,
especially with digitization.
Okay.
You know, this era of digital transformation, nothing is static anymore. Radio will evolve. Artificial intelligence will help us to do better, work smarter, but it will not replace the human factor behind that medium called radio. Artificial intelligence will help, but it cannot in any way replace the emotions, that come off when you listen to a radio presenter, perhaps one reading the news, or presenting a magazine program or a kids show or something. That human emotions that you hear, the imperfections, the broadcaster, so we know there are times we stutter, we make some mistakes, we correct ourselves. It's part of what we do. That's the human aspect of radio broadcast. That imperfection has to be there, the emotions and the spontaneity. That's what ultimately makes radio human. Robots cannot do that. They cannot feel. They cannot make people. There's that intimacy that listeners have with radio broadcasters is not will be lacking. So much as we embrace digitalization, we should know that it can never replace the human aspect of radio broadcasting.
I was about to ask you how people are coping with the advent of AI in today's broadcasting.
We are coping. It's helping us to work smarter, like I said. You perhaps don't need to really crack your brain so much when you're trying to create content and stuff like that. It's helping us work smarter, and then it frees us, gives us a little more time to do other things, but we still do the traditional things that we do, on radio. So we're not afraid that AI is going to take our jobs. I don't think it's possible.
Okay, now on a day like this, let's look at those regular challenges faced, by broadcast stations, especially here in Nigeria. What are some of those things you people encounter on your day-to-day puzzles?
I'm sure you encounter same as well. We have infrastructural decay problems. It's a huge issue in Nigeria, especially for those of us that work in government media. We know we have the challenge of power supply. We have to depend on generators to operate. But you see, the beauty of radio is that besides us who work in radio, people can easily buy battery, put in their transistor radio, and listen to the radio. That's the beauty. That's what makes radio really beautiful. That's why I'm convinced that technology will not erode the importance and the impact of radio. We have challenges of power. I'm sure you guys face the same challenge. We have obsolete equipment. And that is where the technology would really, really help us. We can now have updated equipment which will help to make our work easy, because radio is powerful. Radio has a lot of impact. It connects people. It provides information, news, and entertainment. Radio shapes cultures. It improves communities. It even improves economies. Look at our Uyo here, for instance. How many radio stations do we have? And we're all operating.
Very many.
We're all operating. We're all in business. So that shows you that radio is powerful. Radio supports communities and economies. And radio is, especially to the rural areas and those who are underserved. I heard that in your introductory part. There are people who are underserved. They may not have power to watch television, but if they have a transistor radio and battery, they can listen to the radio. Now they are telling us that we're in the eve of the election year. And you know how that is in Nigeria. Politicians who want to occupy offices, they want us to vote for them and send them to these offices. They will need to reach us. We are in the urban center. It's easy for them to reach us. But their messages also have to get to those underserved people in the rural areas. And I'm certain that politicians may not permeate the nooks and crannies of everywhere. They will use our services to air their jingles and their messages, which will help these people to make informed decisions, informed choices when it comes to casting their votes when the time comes.
All right, I guess at this point we just get a word from you down to your regular listeners out there. What would you say to your regular listeners on a day like this as the world continues to celebrate radio today?
I would like to say that even as we evolve into a more digital society, the intimacy and the immediacy of radio remains unmatched. Happy World Radio Day to all the people who work in radio, with radio, and enjoy listening to radio.
All right, thank you so much. Just in case you're just joining us, we've been discussing the essence of radio today, being World Radio Day, with a principal reporter at the Atlantic FM, Glory. Oh yeah, thank you so much for being a part of the news tonight.
My pleasure, dear comrade.
All right, we'll pause here for a short commercial break. News continues shortly. Don't go away.
Mind-blowing innovation in hospitality. Tastefully furnished rooms and apartments, cozy restaurant with local and continental dishes, exquisite spa, standard laundry and car wash, free Wi-Fi and 24-hour spa and water supply. Feel the superior quality of hospitality and luxury as you unwind and relish the comfort of life, all at the Silver Luxury Hotel, managed by Joy Hymns Limited, Itiam Utep Street, Plot 100 Units L, Award Housing Estate, Uyo, Okwamum State. For inquiries and reservations, please call 0806-840-1220 or 0701-661-7341. The Silver Luxury Hotel, oasis of comfort.
Kanyan isikiri yakine menneme mubunumpo mendo tamsitu kukara statement ye ake me ntonko kukara aku fawute musiarifia koro ake menangandu bege ide memmo adu keri nambru fawute mo kebenduse NTA channel 12 yo etumo ekoto nemenyan keri namami adi daritie kwa weneze kenkarika amamia itiaba abu yoke minute erap meruop ndobiye yo kutemon simbego di yakineme kebu kubok momobok mom ase trupa nemenyan mbaginengam po ibuno iyem kot irongyan.
Hello, welcome back and many thanks for being a part of the news. And going forward, the Akwa Ibom State Police Command wishes to inform the general public of the successful rescue of a kidnapped victim following sustained intelligence-driven tactical operations across identified locations within the state. A statement signed by the Police Public Relations Officer DSP Tim Fon John states that on the 10th of February 2026 at about 9:40 in the evening, armed men operating in an unregistered vehicle reportedly invaded a supermarket at Obodudum village in Sidibon local government area and abducted a man whose name is withheld to an unknown destination. The hoodlums subsequently contacted the family demanding a ransom of 30 million naira. They also carted away with a money point POS machine and fraudulently withdrew the sum of 1 million naira, 1,900,000 naira. In strict compliance with the firm directive of the Commissioner of Police, Akwa Ibom State Command CP Baba Muhammad Azari, to ensure the immediate and safe rescue of the victim, the command's tactical team sworn into decisive action, deploying coordinated operational strategies aimed at securing the victim unharmed and tracking down the perpetrators through effective inter-unit synergy, raid, intelligence gathering, and strategic deployment of operational assets. The victim was successfully rescued unharmed in less than 24 hours after the incident was reported. This swift response underscores the command's readiness, professionalism, and zero-tolerance stance against kidnapping and other violent crimes within the state. According to the statement, the victim has been taken to a medical facility for examination and necessary care and is confirmed to be in stable condition. Meanwhile, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has commenced world-level registration for the permanent voter card across Akwa Ibom State. The exercise, which is currently ongoing in all wards, is aimed at giving eligible citizens the opportunity to register, transfer their votes, location, or replace lost or damaged voter cards ahead of the next general elections. Correspondent report that stakeholders are calling for residents to take full advantage of this exercise.
Residents across the 31 local government areas of Akwa Ibom State have begun trooping to their respective ward centers as INEC moves to bring the registration process closer to the grassroots. The ward-level registration is designed to ensure inclusiveness, especially for first-time voters who have attained the age of 18, as well as those who need to update their registration details.
For 50 days, we will be going to the various wards across the local government areas so that it will be closer to people, for people to come and participate, those who need to register or transfer or do anything about their voter registration information. So in Akwa Ibom State, we'll be doing that. We've issued the schedule for each local government area. The electoral officers in the local government areas have engaged with the members of the public there to let them know where they will go to on each day.
Stakeholders describe the exercise as a crucial step in strengthening democratic participation. They emphasize that possessing a permanent voter card remains the only legitimate means through which citizens can exercise their civic responsibility during elections, hence the need for all to maximize this opportunity to make their voices count.
We are now aimed for INEC registration so they can get the card, this card. People are anxious to register. Many have even registered already. So, we are on.
The thousands of traders have done the e-registration. The one that we have concerned most is the voters registration. You will not benefit for anything because it's your right to go and vote for whoever you want.
Eligible residents of Akwa Ibom State are therefore urged to take advantage of the ongoing ward registration.
Now, to mark World Cancer 2026 World Cancer Day, the Medical Women Association are embarking on several campaigns to ensure that the people are properly aware of what the do's and don'ts to get away or escape from the deadly disease, cancer. And so for that, we have in the studio tonight Dr. Ekemini Udi, who will be shedding light to us on the event of the day. You're welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here.
Okay, let's get straight to what we have. What are online for this particular event?
Okay, the Medical Women's Association of Nigeria, Akwa Ibom State, we've been embarking on a cancer awareness campaign to mark the World Cancer Day, which was on the 4th of February. So tomorrow, the 14th of February, 2026, we are going to be embarking on the largest street walk in Uyo. We are going to start the walk at 6 a.m. from Plaza, and then we'll take through Abak Road to the destination point is at Federal Secretariat flyover. Okay. Now the walk is the theme for this year's Cancer Day is United by Unique, and it means that every cancer patient is unique. Okay. So we try to come together to match and tell people about cancer. We are going to be educating the general public. We are going to be talking so many things about cancer, the causes, the presentation, the prevention, the screening modalities. So we are inviting everyone to join us in the walk. It's going to be a movement. It's not just a walk. We are going to, make noise about cancer to help people know what it is and how to prevent it.
Okay, now apart from the enlightenment aspect, Are there other things lined up? Like, are there going to be testings? Are there going to be?
Okay, usually the medical women, we have a well woman clinic that is located at 127 Atiku Abubakar. Okay. So every third Tuesday of the month, that is when we do screening. So we invite women to come, we screen, we check their breast, we also check the cervix to rule out cervical cancer. So we are not going to be screening tomorrow. Tomorrow is just to do the awareness work. But third Tuesday of this month, which is next week, you are invited to come. If you are in Uyo or anywhere in Akwa Ibom, just take yourself to 127 Atiku Abubakar Way from 9 a.m. We will be there to check.
And services are free? Or?
Yes, you just do a one-off registration, and then you have free access. We are not just screening for breast. We'll check your blood pressure, your sugar, and then we will also do the VIA for cervical cancer.
Okay, now this awareness walk tomorrow, what time and at what point are you guys going to kick off from?
Okay, the starting point is Plaza. You know, the Plaza, we have a back road axis, Aka Road, Oron Road, and then Ikole-Pini Road. But we are going to be facing the back road axis. We will start 6 a.m. tomorrow. We march through a back road. There will be some stopovers to do the health talk. And we have survivors of cancer. So those survivors are going to talk to the general public. All right.
Those who are willing to go should join you people at Plaza. And we said it at what time?
6 a.m.
6 a.m. on the dot. All right. I guess apart from that, is there any other thing you would like to say, especially to those who are currently suffering this deadly disease?
Well, people feel that cancer is deadly and they don't turn up on time. We are advocating for early detection. So we ask people to present early. If you notice any changes, especially in your breast, or you're having some abnormal things for cervical cancers, you see women complaining of abnormal bleeding, abnormal discharge, please just visit any hospital, or you come to our Well Woman Clinic. We are going to screen you and then make proper referrals. Okay, so early detection is very, very critical. Yes. All right, I guess this is where we call it a day on that segment. And of course, moving forward, a story of hardship, stigma, and social neglect has emerged from the Besikwa Sultan local government area of Akwa Ibom State involving a young woman living with hearing and speech impairment. The case has once again drawn attention to the challenges faced by persons with disabilities and their caregivers. Correspondent in this report takes a look at the plight of persons living with disabilities.
Patience Ini Michael is 25 years old, a native of Besikwa Sultan local government area in Akwa Ibom State. Patience was born with hearing and speech impairment. Despite her condition, she showed interest in learning, but her education was cut short at primary 6. Her mother explains that persistent stigma and the absence of a special school suitable for Patience's academic needs made it impossible for her to continue her schooling. The challenges of raising Patience fell solely on her mother, a petty trader dead and abandoned by her husband in the early days of their marriage after the child's condition became evident. With little income and no external support, the woman struggled for years to provide care, education, and basic needs for her child.
The biggest challenge that I face on her is if to say I have helper that will help me to push her.
Well, those are the much we can accommodate for tonight at the news at 7. I remain Kevin Samuel wishing you and yours all the best.